Welcome to Crazy Aries Crime Podcast. Committing crimes is what Aries does. Anyone's head can be on the chopping block. And I mean anyone. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. It's a work of fiction. I don't promote violence or harm to anyone in the real world. This podcast may contain violent content which may be too intense for some listeners. It may contain mature situations and themes, and it is intended for a mature audience. Now, you have been warned. This podcast will air bi-weekly for your listening ear. Enjoy Aries' adventures and her antics. Everything has an origin. People, they often wonder, what happened? What happened for that person to just snap? What happened? I can't speak for everybody else, but I can speak for myself, Aries. Because see, I'm Aries. I started seeing people that really weren't there. Like having a out-of-body experience, I believe. It started in junior high school. It could be earlier, who knows. But I will say that I was a quiet child. And to my credit, I believe in minding my business. See, that's what I do. I mind my business. But the problem is that other people like minding my business too. We live in a world where people like minding other people's business. Why, you ask? Why you asking? Dang if I know. I'm not a mind reader. Not yet. Ask them when they finish picking up their teeth if they can talk. I'm just saying. Fair warning. There's a hefty price for crossing the line into Aries' world. Red is for you to stop, and yellow is caution. In my world, that means for you to slow your roll. If you fail to heed the warning, then there is a consequence for the violation. That's if you live to tell a story, because some people don't make it out of Aries' wrath. It is what it is. My rage comes on like a hurricane. I can't control myself. I can't control it. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. I cannot control it. Anyone in my path is likely to suffer from the aftermath. And for those who lack comprehension, in layman terms, when you popping off at the mouth and my temperature start rising, you better start backing up. You hear me? Slowly, as you would if you saw a vicious dog calculating its move to rip you into pieces. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rip you into pieces. I'm sorry, folks. Aries make me laugh sometimes because the girl is off the chain. Because like Martin says, I'm about to blow up. The hurricane that I am. As the story goes. As a teenager, I did me. And by doing me, I went to school. I did as I was told. Or I tried. Hell, angels are in heaven. I live on planet Earth. So as hard as I try at times, I make mistakes. I'm human. I'm human. And everyone can't be Albert Einstein. I can admit, I wasn't the smartest apple in the basket. I get by. That's all that matters. I try to stay out of trouble. I'm not a part of the in crowd, but I know the cool kids. They knew not to try me because my hand skills mirrored Muhammad Ali blows to the chest. Boom, boom. And some knew this because their face had been introduced to my fist. When you can throw a punch like me, you can put bed bugs to sleep. But you will give me my respect. Make no mistake about it. Put some respect on my name. As Birdman said, put some respect on my name. You feel me? But there's always a roach, just ready to test your patience. Trying to pull the four-legged chair from underneath you. Trying to sit on your throne. Objective is to make a name for themselves. I got a name for you, boo. Pie face, swollen lip, black eye. Do you get my drift? But they challenge you anyway, because they want you to back down. But let the record show, Aries do not back down for nobody but God. Now, this cockroach in the lunchroom decided to start running off at the mouth. At me, of all people. About what? I couldn't tell you. I had to force feed that child. Aries would never allow anyone to punk her in private or in front of 150 beady eye onlookers. Girl, don't play with me. I did everything in my power to ignore this chick, but she kept coming for me. And then I blacked out. I had an out-of-body experience, I think. I grabbed the first thing in reach, which was a cup of applesauce, and I threw it at her. I had the perfect aim. That roach began drowning in applesauce. She should become a spokesperson for White House applesauce. As she was drowning in the applesauce, I jumped up on the cafeteria table like Spider-Woman and dived on that chick and began wailing on her face with blows that could put nails in wood. She probably thought she was being beat with a hammer for stealing my applesauce. Applesauce and pork chops. Applesauce and pork chops. That's all I'm saying. You know, there are too many hungry people in the world to be wasting food on peasants. A gutter rat. To come up against me, she never saw it coming. But I did. She received a Donkey Kong beatdown. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I couldn't stop. I signed her name on a lunchroom table using her own blood. How's that? That's some artistry for you. Child, Aries is multi-talented, and I'm Aries. Normally, it's not a good idea to leave behind eyewitnesses and DNA evidence. I wasn't thinking. Miss Aries, did you know at the time that what you was doing was a crime? No, Your Honor. I blacked out. I lost it, Your Honor. But you know what? Snitches take early dirt naps. So, people knew to keep their mouth shut. Super glued. I don't give a chicken wing what you see. It wasn't me. This is when I believe Aries was born. You need to know what drives me to do what I do. Because I'm really a good person. But I'm sure you heard the phrase, I don't look for trouble, Your Honor. But trouble finds me. Just watch how you talk to me. Stay out of my lane. And I will not swerve into yours. Enter Aries' world at your own risk. But proceed with caution. And as Bugs Bunny says, that's all, folks. Did you enjoy this week's Crazy Aries Crime Podcast, where anyone's head can be on the chopping block? And if you would like to support this podcast, you can do so through Cash App at $RWeston252. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast, like it, share it, along with your thoughts on this episode. And dear hearts, keep it classy. Smooches. To listen to this podcast, you can go to Anchor.fm, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, and other sites where podcasts are available. Now, Crazy Aries is always on the prowl. So until we meet again, be safe.